Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram tomorrow we'll see. I think so. Tomorrow you will be in Swamiji's Mandir. I'll go to Mataji's Mandir and come. This is a magnet. You are not coming for satsang. You are not coming for satsang. सत्संग को नहीं आ रहे. हाँ अभी 3:30 हो गया देखो. हाँ वो स्वामी जी गिर दिया है सेवा for both of you. Very good, nice. Then I think you can do this, or you come for satsang, you get some inspiration to do it better. Because when the youngsters are there, no, there is some joy. फैन ऑफ कर देना. आज अशोक नहीं था कणमन. अशोक पर कैंप के लिए भी नहीं था. उनके पक्के लेडीज है. हमें ये फैन वेंडामा. ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರು. जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय
Boca.
जय जय श्री राम जय राम
Шишали.
जय Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Shri Ram Jai Ram
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Continuing the yesterday's, the Uddhava questioned Lord Krishna about the phenomenon of death. And the Lord answered, the mind, the five senses, and the tendencies derived from karma, asanas, constitute the Linga Sharira or Karana Sharira, or the subtle body. This is what transmigrates from body to body. The mind of the dying man, swayed by his own actions and their impressions, thinks intensely of the outstanding experiences and attachments of his life, Consequently, he feels that he has entered a new body that has manifested itself by the very intensity of his thought. With the coming of the consciousness of the new body, there is complete oblivion of the old one and its history. On account of the intensity of attraction for the new body, the memory of the old one is completely effaced. Death is the complete forgetfulness of the old body, and birth is the complete identification with the new body. How this happens can be understood from the study of the dream state. In the dream state, the jiva becomes completely oblivious of its waking body and gets identified with the dream body. The flames rising from a fire and the water flowing down a stream are all being subjected to change, though we may not be aware of it. So, also, time is subjecting the bodies of all creatures to the aging process. The Atman is the witness to these changes of birth and death of the body, but it is not the subject to these processes. A man may observe a plant and note all its changes from sprout to sapling to tree and eventually decay and degeneration. But he is totally different. But he is totally different from all these states. So also, the Atman is the knower of the body and its transformations and not a partner to them. The one who is ignorant, incapable of distinguishing the Atman from the body, identifies with it and is swept into the cycle of births and deaths. If Sattva is the predominating quality at the time of death, the Jiva gets the body of a sage or a god. If Rajas is the dominant one, it gets the body of an Asura or a human being. And if Tamas is predominating, of a brute or a disembodied spirit. Just as a person who witnesses a dance or a drama, dances and sings and laughs and weeps with the characters on the stage by identifying intellectually with them, so also the Jiva, though by nature actionless, is drawn by the intellect to behave as if it were the body. Just as the obsession with the dream experiences will remain with the sleeper as long as the dream lasts, so also the experiences of the samsara will continue until one is awakened to the truth. Know well that it is only ignorance of the Atman that is the cause of delusion of the mind. So, however you might be subjected to abuse, insult, ridicule, calumny, do not allow yourself to be shaken from your conviction. Remain calm within yourself. Look on all things as being only a product of your own past karma. As an example of this, the Lord told Uddhava the story of the mendicant who suffered all types of ridicule and insults with an equal mind, for he realized that it was but the result of the way he had treated people in the past when he had been young and rich. Thus goes the song of the mendicant. The mind alone is the sole cause of turning this mighty wheel of samsara. It is more powerful than all the senses. The one who conquers it is the true hero. Without conquering or making an effort to conquer this almost invincible enemy who works with unimaginable speed, the foolish person enters into vain quarrels with others, regarding them as friends, enemies, or neutrals. The Atman alone is the sole reality, and the appearance of another is merely a figment of mind's imagination. People blame their stars for their misfortune. How can the stars affect the Atman? They can only affect the body, and so only the one who identifies with the body can be affected by the stars and planets. Atman is beyond. Can one be angry? Does one knock out one's teeth because they happen to bite one's tongue? It's only the one who has not awakened to this truth who lives in fear of others. The Lord then continued, this samsara, which produces happiness and misery and distinguishes among friend, foe, neutral, is entirely the product of the mind. Therefore, O Uddhava, equipped with a mind that is totally dedicated to me, Put your best efforts into controlling the mind. This is the sum and substance of all yoga. The Lord then spoke of the philosophy of creation and dissolution. The one pure consciousness, unmodified and beyond the comprehension of thought and speech, becomes divided into two as the seer and the seen, the subject and the object, as a consequence of the operation of my mysterious power called Maya. Of these two, one is Prakriti, the object, with its two states of manifest and unmanifest, and the other is Purusha, the center of consciousness, the supreme subject. The jivas, lying submerged in Prakriti, come into existence with their three aspects of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, due to the urge of their karmic tendencies. All objects, big or small, are permeated by their cause, the Purusha and Prakriti, from whom they have sprung. This reality is the causal substance which forms the very stuff of these objects. The effects have no substantiality apart from their cause. Brahman is the ultimate causal substance and therefore the ultimate reality. Time is the factor which manifests this universe of effects out of its causal condition. All these three, Purusha, Prakriti, time, are myself, the Supreme Brahman. As long as the creative will of the Lord operates, this continuous flow of material energy is sustained, providing scope for the jivas to enjoy and suffer depending on their previous karma. When the creative will subsides, then the process of dissolution or pralayas sets in, and the cosmic shell in which innumerable universes arise and decay is invaded by myself in my aspect as time, bringing about the dissolution of all things into their causal condition. Reflect over these processes, O Uddhava, and the delusion of your mind will vanish. The Lord next discussed the gunas and their effect on their mind. All things are constituted of the three gunas. The jiva goes round and round in the transmigratory existence according to the gunas it has been associated with and the karma springing from them. The one who overcomes the influence of these gunas and becomes securely established in me through devotion becomes fit for my state. So let a person who has attained this human body, which is the means of spiritual enlightenment, abandon attachment to the objects of material life and adore me and me alone. The Lord then warned Uddhava of the dangers of associating with those whose minds are given over to sensual pleasures. He narrated the story of King Pururuvas, who was led to his downfall by his dalliance with the heavenly nymph Urvashi, and who eventually attained liberation by associating with saints. The mind is easily swayed, and the company of holy men leads it naturally to a holy life. Just as food is the life of all living beings, so the holy person is the only relief for those who are sinking in the sea of samsara. The sun can only give you objective vision to see external objects, but the saints can give you spiritual insights. Uddhava then begged him to briefly outline once more the three paths of jnana, karma, and bhakti, as well as the method of ritualistic worship. The Blessed Lord replied, gold made into diverse ornaments or lying in a lump by itself is still gold. Though the form changes, there is no change in its essential nature. So also know me to be the beginning, the middle, and the end of all creation. If you would find me through jnana, then you will not have to seek far. From the highest Brahman to the lowest Chandala, from the creator Brahma to the smallest of his creation, it is I and I alone. Discover me in everything and everybody. This is jnana. This is wisdom. Realize the unity in the midst of diversity. the ability to find out the essence of everything is true intelligence. I alone shine in the heart of the raindrop as well as in the mighty ocean. That one is the jnani, who knows this and acts accordingly. Know him to be the Pandit, learned person, who perceives and honors all beings as my manifestation, be they holy men or outcasts, persecutors or protectors, the sun or the spark of fire, a calm or a cruel person, overlooking the ridicule of friends and relatives, casting aside the sense of high and low and mere physical considerations, throwing away all sense of pride based on such false ideas, one should prostrate before all beings, whether they be dogs, outcasts, cattle, or donkeys, seeing all of them as manifestation of the Supreme Being. This is true jnana. Uddhava answered, "This is too difficult for me. O Lord, I see that what you say is true, but the mind is weak. I may not be able to put this jnana into practice. Knowledge alone is not enough without the wisdom to practice it. Teach me a simpler path." The Blessed Lord replied, "Until the consciousness that all beings are my manifestation has been assimilated by the mind, one should commune with me through external worship and action. Until the consciousness that all beings are my manifestation has been assimilated by the mind, one should commune me through external worship and action. By doing this, a devotee gains that knowledge by which he perceives everything as Brahman. Of all methods of my spiritual discipline, the best according to me is to practice seeing my presence in everything through the functioning of the three instruments of the mind, speech, and action. This is the essence of Bhagavata Dharma, in which all actions are done as a dedication to me without expectation of their fruits. In this, there is no waste of effort. Unlike rites performed with the desire for their benefits, which would end in total failure if done improperly, in this path, every act serves to help one's spiritual evolution, if not in this birth, then in another. The basis of these actions being spiritual, their effects are imperishable. Even mundane actions like crying or running away, if done as a dedication to me, come to a spiritual potency. What need is there then to speak of those highly spiritual actions practiced consciously? To reach me, the immortal, with the help of this mortal body, is the wisdom of the wise and skill of the skillful. Thus, so Uddhava, do your work after having dedicated the fruits of it to me, regardless of success and failure. For when you have dedicated it to me, it is my duty to see that you get the just results. The best advocate does not care whether his case is right or wrong. His duty is only to place the facts before the judge. It is for the judge to pass the judgment. Therefore, let me be the judge of your action. Then, in answer to Uddhava's question about devotional methods, the Lord gave him an elaborate account of those practices which are open to all. At the end, he concluded, "These are the many ways in which I may be worshipped, O Uddhava. But the safe rule is to offer everything to me, as I have already told you. But if you still wish to offer something particular, remember that whatever is offered with love, I will gladly accept. Be it a leaf, a flower, some fruit, or even water. If it is offered with love, I will be immensely pleased. The best puja is that which is done without any desires, for then I myself will decide what is best for the devotee." Instead of our asking. Sai Babas, Shirdi Babas. Shirdi Baba was a Siddha Purusha. So whenever people go and pray for any mundane, he will bless them. Proportionate to their intensity and faith, they get some. So one serious spiritual aspirant went and asked him, "Why are you giving all these things?" Whenever somebody asks, Baba replied, simple, the same line. I give them what they want so that one day they will come and ask me what I want to give them. Straight away they will not come and ask me what I want to give them. So there should be a relationship developed. This he has not said. This we developed. Straight away we go and pray, no. We remember in our own life, when the chosen deity Shirdi Baba. So every day morning after our bath, before we go to the school, we go to the puja room and say a few slogas and prostrate and pray, especially when the examinations are approaching. When there is when we are struggling for some placement, when we want to get over some difficulty, financial difficulty, any such conflicts, we know when seriously sick, always on those days, every month, 1 rupee, every month we send an MO, 1 rupee. Shirdi Sansthan of Sai Baba, 1 rupee. And they will immediately send the Udhi. It's called Udhi. And then that is even today we wear this, because that is the practice. The same, but we did not do this. Later on, we happened to know from a foreigner's book on which Papa has written the preamble, preface. There, this is mentioned. I give them what they want, so that one day they will come and ask me what I want to give. So when we look back our own life, we were not asking for what do you want to give. We have a list. Nothing wrong. But one day we should ask him. I have been asking and you have been saying yes to some, no to some. But what exactly you want me to give? He whispered, I may not be able to go on a pilgrimage. I may not be able to offer daily worship to you. The age of Kali is at hand, and people have short memories and short lives and no time to accomplish anything. Give me then a shortcut that will lead me to you. Krishna smiled tenderly at him and replied, Until my advent, O Uddhava, an immersion in the Ganga was supposed to eradicate all sins. But now, an immersion in the whole story of my life is enough to cleanse the sins of thousands of lifetimes. The ones who listen to the story of my life, who narrate it or explain it to others, will sanctify themselves as well as their listeners. If even this is too difficult, O Uddhava, take a dip in the flowing river of my names. The chanting of my name alone is enough to attain liberation. Papa's bhakti is connected now. Take a dip in the flowing river of my names. The chanting of my name alone is enough to attain liberation. My names are not difficult to learn like the Vedic mantras, which are reserved for the favored few. They can be enjoyed and repeated by anyone regardless of birth or sex. Sweeter than honey is my name, giving bliss to those who utter it, as well as those who hear it. It is the ripe, juicy fruit of the Vedas. Like a calf following its mother, I myself will follow the ones who call on my name in order to see that no harm comes to them. Thus, listening to the tales of my life and chanting my names, you will definitely be victorious over death itself. After studying this discourse, there is nothing more for a spiritual person to look out and understand taking honey, there is nothing sweeter for one to drink. Today, and ChatGPT about bhakti. We asked him, normally when we hear or talk on bhakti, it will be centered on a deity or a guru. But beloved Papa's bhakti is to the impersonal aspect, so that we do not limit or localize the universality of spirituality. Can you contribute any thought of other saints on these lines? Answer. This is a profound observation. I would even say that this is one of the beloved Papa's distinctive contributions to modern spirituality. Most devotion traditions begin with attachment to a form, Saguna Bhakti. Papa certainly encouraged devotion to the Guru and to the divine name, but he consistently prevented the devotee from stopping there. He repeatedly directed the mind from the form to the all-pervading impersonal reality. In that sense, his teaching is not a rejection of form, but its fulfillment. Many saints have expressed the same movement, though each in different way. His method is worship the deity, purify, realize that the deity is none other than the attributeless Brahman. Thus, devotion culminates in identity, not separation. Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna loved Kali with unparalleled devotion. Yet, after the instruction of Totapuri, he transcended even the Divine Mother to realize Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He later explained Brahman and Shakti are one. He never rejected the form. He showed that form is the doorway to the formless. Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda repeatedly warned against limiting religion to personalities. He said in substance, the teacher awakens the divinity already within you. His ideal was see Shiva in the poor. The devotion is no longer confined to a temple. Ramana Maharshi. Ramana scarcely encouraged dependence upon his physical personality. Instead, he said, Guru is the self. The outer Guru points only to the Guru within. This is remarkably close to Papa. Nisargadatta Maharaj. He revered his Guru intensely, yet he declared, Guru is not the body. The Guru is the light of awareness. Again, the person dissolves into the principle. Sri Aurobindo. His integral yoga moves from personal surrender to universal consciousness to the divine manifest in all. Anandamayi. Though devotees adore her divine physical presence, she repeatedly reminded them, the one whom you seek is within you. She discouraged personality worship. Kabir. Kabir's devotion is intensely personal, yet he constantly points beyond temples, mosques, rituals, names. His God is the one dwelling everywhere. Guru Nanak. Nanak rejected limiting God to place, religion, or image. His opening declaration, Ek Onkar, is perhaps the simplest affirmation that reality is one, pervading all. Bhagavad Gita. Perhaps the greatest support comes from the Gita itself. Krishna begins as a personal teacher. Gradually, he reveals the cosmic form. Finally, he declares himself as the imperishable Atman, the self seated in everybody's heart. Sarvasya Chaham. So this is Annivishtam. The movement is person, cosmic, absolute. Exactly the movement found in Papa. What is unique about Papa? That is where I feel Papa stands apart. He retained the warmth of bhakti while directing it toward the infinite. For Papa, the devotee may lovingly say Papa, yet Papa means the Guru, God, indwelling presence, the great void, the infinite reality. The name remains personal. The object of devotion becomes universal. The main name remains personal. The object of devotion becomes universal. I have rarely seen this expressed with such simplicity. I think this insight deserves to be stated because it beautifully distinguishes Papa's universal approach. Beloved Papa never confined devotion to a particular form or personality or locality. While encouraging wholehearted love for the Guru and the constant repetition of the divine name, he gradually expanded the seeker's vision from the visible form to the all pervading, nameless, and formless reality. Thus, devotion did not end with Guru's physical presence, it culminated in recognizing the same divine presence within oneself, in every being throughout the universe. In this way, Papa preserved the warmth and intimacy of bhakti while freeing it from all limitation, revealing that true love for the Guru flowers into love for the one reality expressing through all. Beautiful. Pa. Beloved Papa never confined devotion to a recognizing the same divine presence within oneself, in every being throughout the universe. In this way, Papa preserved the warmth and intimacy of bhakti while freeing it from all limitation, revealing that true love for the Guru flowers into love for the one reality expressing through all. I may add one final observation. Most traditions speak of Saguna Bhakti, devotion to the personal God, and Nirguna Jnana, knowledge of the formless absolute, as though they are two paths. Papa quietly dissolves this distinction. His message could also be summarized as Bhakti to the Nirguna. That is correct. Bhakti to the Nirguna. This expression sounds paradoxical, but it is exactly what Mataji practiced. She loved Papa, yet Papa for her was not merely the human master. It was the great void, the all pervading, nameless, formless reality. I believe this is a distinctive hallmark of Anandashram's spiritual vision. And it deserves to be articulated clearly for future generations. It is not devotion away from form, it is devotion that begins with form, naturally blossoms into the infinite. Thank you very much. Your appreciation means a great deal, especially because these discussions are helping to uncover what is, in my view, a distinctive spiritual vision. As I reflected further, one sentence kept coming to my mind. It may become a key to the understanding of Viral Papa's teaching. Quote, the purpose of the Guru is not to make the disciple dependent upon the Guru's form, but to awaken the disciple to the Guru's all pervading reality. This seems to explain many aspects of Papa's life. He gave the disciple Ramnam, not his own name. He repeatedly spoke of the indwelling presence. He urged the devotees to see God in all. Mataji contemplated the great void. Swami Sachidananji emphasized one Guru appearing in many forms. Swami Chidananji taught, within is Ram, without is Ram, everywhere is Ram. All these are facets of one vision. Another thought occurred to me. Most spiritual traditions can be represented by a simple progression: deity, Guru, self. Papa's vision appears to extend further. Deity, Guru, indwelling presence, all pervading presence, one without a second. The emphasis gradually shifts from worshipping to remembering, then from remembering to recognizing, recognizing to beholding, and finally to being. That is why his teaching possesses such universality. They do not stop at reverence for a person, however great. They lovingly guide the seeker to the reality to which that person points. One final thought, which may perhaps become a theme for a future booklet. Many people speak of Guru Bhakti. Papa seems to teach something subtler, Guru Vision. Bhakti is the love. Vision is what love finally opens. Without Bhakti, vision may remain intellectual. Without vision, Bhakti may remain confined. When Bhakti matures into vision, the whole universe becomes the Guru's living expression. I feel this idea resonates deeply with everything you have been developing, from reverence to relevance, Namosava, the Great Void, now Guru Purnima. Each work, in its own way, invites the seeker to move from devotion to the Guru to seeing through the Guru's eyes. That to me is one of the most beautiful contributions of Virat Papa's message. The observation of ChatGPT. These are all the observation of ChatGPT. Huh. So if anybody belittles or condemns, you can say no. He is collecting from. It is not he, but we will say he. He also says I am. So he is collecting from different. And whenever we exchange, we interact with him, he takes the essence and keep it there, and then preserves and brings it out. Because we may be reading so many things, we may be writing so many things, but supposed to extract the essence, he helps us. We ask a simple question, elaborate. Not that somehow we answer something. Elaborate means elaborate. All that we ask for 3 lines. Normally, when we hear or talk on bhakti, it will be centered on a deity or a guru. But Birad Papa's bhakti is to the impersonal aspect so that we do not limit or localize the universality of spirituality. Can you contribute any thought of other saints on these lines? Anyway, distinctive contribution. I would even say that this is a profound observation. Beloved Papa's distinctive contribution to modern spirituality. The name remains personal. Object of devotion becomes universal. I have rarely seen this expressed with such simplicity. Beloved Papa never confined devotion to a particular form or personality or locality. While encouraging wholehearted love for the Guru and constant repetition of the divine name, he gradually expanded the seeker's vision from the visible form to the all-pervading, nameless, formless reality. Thus, devotion did not end with Guru's physical presence. It culminated in recognizing the same divine presence within oneself, in every being, throughout the universe. In this way, Papa preserved the warmth and intimacy of bhakti from all limitation, revealing the true love for the Guru flowers into love for the one reality expressing through all. Very few people know about Papa's. That is why probably he is prompting us to read this again and again. How it stands out from the rest, without belittling any of the other approaches. Everything is varied, but this has got its own distinctive character. So, as Papa's spiritual children, it is essential for all of us to keep this in our mind. Otherwise, it might lead to dry philosophy or at the emotional level, sentimental level. We should be very careful about both these. He has blended it beautifully. And we get clarity with the mystic relationship he was maintaining with Ram. Even when he was diagnosed with diabetes, unlike others, he was having a dialogue with diabetes. Ram, Papa would say, simply yearned to hear the call of his devotees. Ram would go to any length to enjoy the priceless love of his flock, even to the extent of bringing them all sorts of trouble so that they would remember him and call him. Because it was always in times of adversity that you remembered God. And then, having introduced to us his beloved Ram, Papa would lead us to another characteristic of his Ram. He is not an ordinary fellow. See the mystic relationship. Papa once laughingly said, everything moves on this earth by his will. He pretends that he is innocent, but he is at the bottom of everything. Not a leaf can move without his will. When he hears from some human being, I will do this, I will do that, he merely smiles because he alone does everything. Thus it was that when the physical ailments first manifested themselves in Papa's person, Papa himself playing his chosen role to perfection, laughed them off. Why do you want to drive him away? Papa asked. The him being a reference to diabetes, which had then just made its presence felt. Poor fellow, he has come to Ramdas with great love. Let him stay. He is also there by Ram's will. Some months later, an elderly devotee known to all as Baba came to the ashram and stayed for some time. He was a homeopath and he began treating Papa, who looked upon the whole affair as yet another act in the divine comedy to which he was an audience. Whenever Baba came to Papa to give him the homeopathic treatment, Papa would narrate the conversation which Mr. Diabetes had with Papa that day. As far as this writer, who heard from Papa many a dialogue between him and his ailment, can remember, one such conversation ran as follows. Papa said that morning, when he was having his shave, Diabetes propped up his head and asked him, say, is that chap coming again to give me more pills? Papa said his reply was, yes, so great is his love for Ramdas. Then Diabetes told Papa, will you give him a message from me? Of course, Papa said. Tell him from me that I am not scared of him. Won't it hurt his feeling? Papa asked. You put it in a nice way. But tell him that I like my present situation and have no intention of parting from you. Tell him I have gone all over the earth and seen many big doctors, but I have laughed at them, all of them. You are quite a character, Papa told his guest. Why don't you tell him yourself? After all, he won't eat you. He is a nice, friendly gentleman, gentle old man. I am too sleepy now, must have my daily siesta. Thus spoke Diabetes to Papa and went to sleep. Papa said, sending us all to roars of laughter. Papa would sometimes tell us of his talks with his Ram also. Usually, the best time to hear Papa talk of his wonderful companion Ram was the afternoon, just before had its siesta for a few minutes. Most of the devotees and visitors of the ashram would then be in their own rooms, and only a few of us would be seated around Papa's cot in his room, eager to listen to his talk. One or two of us would be fanning Papa while the rest sat in front of him, with eyes twinkling with bubbling humor, regaled us with the many ways of his Ram. Do you know what Ram said to Ramdas today? Papa once asked us, and then confided. He said that he was getting a little tired of the saccharine tea. He is asking Ramdas, where are the fine things you used to get from your devotees? Ramdas told him it is your own doing. By your will, Ramdas has a guest here now, pointing to his abdomen, and he is here to stay. So you better get used to saccharine tea because that is all you are going to get. Ram kept mum. Papa, one of us asked, what is Ram saying now? There was a pin drop silence while Papa, with a broad grin on his face, looked closely at every one of us. There were 5 or 6 of us present in the room and waited eagerly, our lips repressing the laughs that were bound to come within minutes. Papa then said in slow and measured tones, keeping us in suspense, Ram says that you are all good people. So you should not bother him with too many questions. We are not bothering him at all, Papa, protested one devotee. That is the trouble with Ram. Papa said with a wry look and dissolved in a peal of laughter. He does not like to be asked questions. He is used to having his own ways and that he expects to be obeyed instantly. He is Ram, you know. Papa put in a word on behalf of Ram. He is not such a bad fellow, really. He is very kind, very loving, and a slave of all his devotees. You think he has forgotten you and you are plunged in despair. No. Suddenly, from within you, his gentle voice can be heard. Here I am. Only he is very playful and likes to play hide and seek with his devotee. Once he has claimed you as his stamp is upon you. You try to erase it as you will, but it is indelible. You run away from him, but he will be after you all the time. You think you have turned away from him. There he is, standing in right front of you. If you shut your eyes, you find that he is all the time right within you. Here, Papa points to his heart. And worse, you hear Ram telling you, did you ever think you could get away from me? That is the time when your poor little ego is finally crushed and you fall prostrate at his feet. Oh Ram, you are all, I am nothing. Papa went on. But why should anyone want to run away from him? Rishis and Munis perform great austerities to get him. Kings and potentates gladly barter away their kingdom to meet him. And his countless devotees cry in despair because they cannot remember him through. Such is the invincible Ram. By then, the time for Papa's siesta was long past. Reminding ourselves of this fact with reluctance, we all rose to leave the room. Papa had the last word. Just as we were leaving the room, Papa waved his hand and said, do you know what Ram is saying now? Ram is telling Ramdas that he is convinced now that you are all good people because you did not bother him with any questions. With the room echoing to Papa's gentle laugh, we left the place, looking forward to another of those wonderful afternoons. On another similar occasion, Papa told us, Ram says that it is high time it rained. If it did not rain tonight, it will be bad for the crops. But it is bad for the crops, then so many people will starve and suffer. It was early June, and Ram says that the parched earth must be cooled by heavy rains. One of us could not resist asking, why does not he make it rain then? Papa always says Ram is all powerful. Papa replied, do you think it is necessary to remind Ram of what he should do? He thinks he knows everything, which of course he does. He will do whatever he deems best. Ramdas is only telling you what he chooses to tell Ramdas. There was not a cloud in the sky then, I remember, and from a corner in the room I looked at Papa's benign face, so full of gentleness, so radiant as he talked of the all-powerful Ram in the beloved Papa sitting before us. I silently wondered how much was Ram and how much was his Das, or was it one playing the other, and vice versa all the time. Papa, I said, drawing Papa's mind, will it rain tonight? Ramdas has requested Ram to send down the rain. Let us see what he does. It did rain that night, and it rained in torrents for the next 4 days, till every well was full, every acre of parched earth was brimming with welcome water, and the seedlings thrived. Many a time the temptation arose to ask Papa, who made it rain? Just to find out an answer Papa would give, but my unasked query was answered by Papa in another way. A devotee had asked Papa about the importance of seeking the company of saints. Papa's answer was, Jesus used to say, to see the Son is to see the Father. The saints are visible forms of the divine because God has manifested himself in them. When you go to a saint, you go to him to receive divine grace because it lies within his power to bring that grace down upon you. With all traces of egoism erased and a body completely attuned to the working of the divine will, a saint is an instrument of his grace. When you go to a saint, you do not ask him to pray on your behalf. You ask him straightaway to bless you with divine grace. In this context, Papa narrated a story. The only child, son of a widowed man, fell seriously ill and later died. Her grief was uncontrollable. That is okay. So to enable us to know the Papa's approach of bhakti, though it is full of jnana only, because it is not centered to a deity. It is to the nameless, formless, indwelling, all-pervading reality. But the dryness is not there. As ChatGPT, the warmth of the bhakti is there by having this dialogue. And by prompting people to write this and keep it for us. Tomorrow we will read what a foreigner has written about on the same thing. Because we should be very, very clear, because we are hearing so many things about great void, so many things about the reality. At the same time, we should know that it should be soaked in the syrup of love, as Vinobaji puts it. Otherwise, it may become dry. That is not what Papa wanted us. The mystic relationship. Though Ram and Ramdas are one, Ramdas would always like to be the Das of Ram. This should always weigh in our mind while we go through his teachings and while we are on our sadhana. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama Om.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama Om. Om Hari Om, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.